Self-love is one of the most important human virtues. However, many times we find it difficult to develop and maintain it because of social pressure, criticism, guilt, or stereotypes imposed on us. Have you ever wondered how to cultivate an unbreakable self-love that can withstand the storms of life? How we can strengthen our self-love and live in greater harmony and happiness? In today's video, we will share with you 8 treasures that the sage Stoics give us and that help us empower ourselves. From the peaceful acceptance of what we can't change, to the joy that comes from daily gratitude. When we love ourselves, we plant a seed in the garden of life. That seed grows and becomes a flower that shines with its own light. Its radiance spreads throughout the garden, revealing the unique and authentic beauty of our essence. In each of the principles we will explore today, you will find a golden key that will unlock the doors to unwavering self-love. Are you ready to open those doors? Then let's get started. Travel. The first tip I'm going to share with you is to practice self-discovery. Do you know why? It's so important. It's a fundamental pillar of Stoic philosophy that invites us to delve into the deepest depths of our own existence. It's more than just introspection. It is a path to a full and honest understanding of our inner being. On this path, we patiently and determinedly explore the complexities of our emotions, the nuances of our thoughts and foundations of our values, the heights of our strengths and the shadows of our weaknesses. We face the unvarnished truth of who we really are, without illusions that distort our perceptions, without self-deception that clouds ours. Vision, we embrace every aspect of our existence with acceptance and peace of mind. You may be wondering, how do I begin to develop self-knowledge through deep reflection? Take a moment right now to reflect on past actions. Why did you act in that way? What was the motivation behind that decision? Reflection allows us to understand our actions and allows us to truly know ourselves. So, objective observation. Have you ever noticed how emotions can overshadow your judgment? Observe these emotions without judgment. Recognize the thought patterns that trigger them and understand how they affect yours. Everyday actions. Stoics, this simple practice opens the door to a deeper understanding of yourself. Acceptance is the key. Accept your every virtue and imperfection. Perfection is an illusion, and by accepting our actions, imperfections we. Freeing ourselves from the burden of self-criticism is what mindfulness in action is all about. A gateway to a deep connection with ourselves, and at the same time open to external feedback. Sometimes others see us in ways we cannot perceive. Have you ever considered asking someone you trust for their opinion of you? Constructive feedback. Communication can be an invaluable mirror that shows us things we haven't seen before. The second piece of advice that boners leave us with is to focus on what we can control, meaning that we shouldn't let our happiness and self-esteem depend on external factors such as the opinion of others, unfavorable circumstances, or material ones. At times like these, the Stoic teaching of accepting what you cannot control becomes the compass that leads us to calm in the midst of the storm. Instead, we should focus on what is truly up to us, such as our attitude, our behavior, or in our virtue. On our journey through life, we encounter moments that challenge us, hiccups, and situations that are out of our control, like waves in the sea. Many of us have navigated the turbulent waters of life, and only those who have sought refuge in this eternal basically have come to realize that there are aspects beyond our direct control. It's like throwing off the weight of the worries we carry on our shoulders. Imagine for a moment that you are freeing yourself from the shackles of anxiety by letting go of the worries that keep you awake at night. By applying this principle, we develop the ability to let go of unreasonable expectations and accept reality as it is. This is not surrender, but a conscious release, a courageous act that allows us to find peace. Stoic wisdom teaches us to find peace in the midst of uncertainty, to courageously and decisively recognize acceptance of what you cannot control, and above all to recognize difference, and learn to distinguish between spheres of influence and direct your energy to what is under your direct control over your thoughts, actions, and emotions. It is here, in the verm of this space of authenticity, that we find the true essence of our humanity. Third tip: practicing gratitude. In the philosophy of the Stoics, this tool shines as a source of inner peace and fulfillment. Practice gratitude as a sacred art, appreciating every little detail of your existence. Gratitude transforms our perception, allowing us to see abundance in every corner of our lives and helping us accept limitations with a smile in our hearts. Gratitude is not just a list of kind words, it is a conscious act of recognizing and appreciating the blessings we already have in our lives, in a world that often encourages us to desire more. The Stoics teach us to find the richness in what we already have. Imagine waking up every day with a heart full of gratitude for the small miracles that surround us. The soft caress of the wind, the warmth of the sun on our skin, the laughter of loved ones. And at the end of each day, stop for a moment and find the beauty in the everyday details, a shared smile, the aroma of morning coffee, the warm embrace of a loved one, and that's it. The achievements made along the way, no matter how small, are treasures that deserve our recognition. This practice is not a difficult task at all, but becomes a daily celebration of life. In every detail, we find a reason for gratitude. Remember, my dear fellow traveler, focus on what you have. Instead of thinking about what you lack, direct your eyes to the blessings that already surround you on your health. Relationships are unique abilities. They are priceless gifts worthy of celebration. Now let's do a visualization exercise. Close your eyes and visualize moments of losing the things you love. Visualize your loved ones, your home, and your unique gifts disappearing. Then open your eyes again and feel gratitude for each of these treasures. This practice deepens our gratitude and teaches us to appreciate what we have before it becomes a memory. Gratitude blossoms when we appreciate the richness of what we already have. It is a sacred habit. I suggest you keep a gratitude journal. In its pages, record the blessings you find in your daily life. In difficult times, this journal will be your guiding light, reminding you how bright your life has been. It will be yours. A personal testimony of gratitude, a love letter to life itself. Cultivating serenity is the fourth piece of advice that the resilient ones leave us with, a state of mind that allows us to accept circumstances as they are. Life is full of unexpected twists and turns, but by accepting them, we find a serenity that allows us to stand firm against difficulties. We do not resist the flow of life, but rather merge with it, finding strength in acceptance and resilience in the world. It is time to let go of the need for control, to let go of the desire to dominate every aspect of your life. As you let go of this desire, you will find a deep release, stress subsides, anxiety dissipates, and you will find that you are enveloped by an inner peace that can only come through complete acceptance. Find meaning in adversity. In every challenge and misfortune, there are lessons to be learned. Adversity is not your enemy, but a teacher that shows us resilience and reveals our poor inner strength. Focus your energy on the answer. Therein lies your true freedom. Although we cannot control external circumstances, our attitudes and reactions are invulnerable. In each conscious activity, we discover our power, our ability to transform situations with the power of our mind and heart. Imagine meeting a challenging situation with acceptance and calmness. Instead of struggling as we do, we recognize that even the most difficult difficulties have hidden ones. A treasure of wisdom and growth. Learning to deal with pain is the fifth tip. It is one of the foundations of Stoicism, presented as an immutable truth. Pain in all its forms is an inevitable part of the human journey. However, what we can shape at will is our response to that pain. Let me guide you along this path of inner strength. The Stoics, with their ancient wisdom, teach us that learning to deal with pain is an art that begins with acceptance. Accepting that pain frees us from the added agony of resistance. By accepting, we discover a deep freedom as we realize that pain is a natural part of our existence. We free our minds from the additional anguish arising from resistance and denial. Acceptance allows us to find peace even in the most violent storm. Always remember, distinguish between what you can and cannot control. Focus your energy on what is within your control, your relationships and emotions. Reactions to painful illnesses and unexpected injuries may be beyond our control, but how we deal with them is in our hands. In this distinction lies a powerful source of strength. Change your perspective, and instead of seeing pain as a curse, see it as an opportunity to grow and learn. Every painful experience teaches us valuable lessons about resilience, patience, and our own intrinsic strength. In pain, we find an opportunity to forge our souls, to practice ataraxia, that peace of mind that allows us to face adversity calmly and coolly. Cultivate inner calm even in the midst of pain. In tranquility, we gain the clarity that allows us to face even the most insurmountable difficulties. Visualize painful scenarios and practice a stoic response. By visualizing pain in advance, we prepare ourselves to face it with dignity and calm. When visualization materializes, it gives us the strength we need to remain resilient in the face of adversity. Find meaning in the pain. Ask yourself, what lessons can you learn from this experience, and how can you can grow as a person by overcoming pain. You will find purpose in even the most heartbreaking experiences. Pain is not an enemy, as much as it is a teacher that teaches us resilience and shows our own inner strength. The sixth tip for Stoics is to live in the present. Imagine you are feeling yourself. Peacefully, the sun is caressing your skin, and the air is filled with the scent of flowers. And in that moment, you realize that this moment, this very moment, is all you really have. Then the past fades into memory, and the future becomes just a whisper in the wind. Exactly. Here and now, we discover that life is true wealth. Let's practice this ancient philosophy together in our daily lives. Consider the occasions when you share a meal with your loved ones. You savor each bite with gratitude and full awareness. Is your mind preoccupied with worries about the past or the future? The practice of living in the present invites us to savor every flavor, hear every laugh, feel every hug with mindful and grateful attention. Now imagine a workday. What would happen if you focused on a current task at hand rather than being overwhelmed by an endless to-do list? Realization is achieved when you are fully immersed in the present task. When you are engaged in your work, through your work with full attention, you discover that work is born out of total dedication to what you are doing. Developing mindfulness is like sharpening our senses to capture the essence. In the present moment, have you ever felt the soft texture of a flower between your fingers or heard the wind rustling the leaves? By focusing on these sensory experiences in which you delve deeply into the now, you discover a meaning that often goes unnoticed: to embrace the present. The moment means to release the burden of resistance. The seventh tip for Stoics is to mother and practice empathy in the vast expanse of philosophy. Standing in empathy is a gem of a virtue that connects us deeply to the humanity we share. Imagine walking in the shoes of another human being. For a moment, feel his joy like a ray of sunshine on your skin, his pain like a heavy burden on your heart, and his hope like a flickering flame in the darkness of the night. This is the essence of empathy in a Stoic context. Imagine meeting someone in the midst of an emotional storm. Empathy invites you to be a beacon in the darkness, offering your presence and understanding without judgment. You may say words of comfort, but many times a shared silence speaks louder, showing that you are present and feel close to the person. It may seem like too simple an action to help someone in need, but through the practice of empathy, you recognize their humanity as much as your own. Your own. Mutual understanding gives us the opportunity to reach out and be an anchor in each other's life storms. Each other's storms. How do you apply empathy to your daily commute to work? Practice active listening. Imagine meeting someone whose words sometimes cannot express their emotions. Practicing active listening allows us to feel the emotion behind every syllable. It's like reading between the lines of another person's heart. Think also of those who have been beacons of light on your path, those who have dispelled the shadows at some unfortunate point in your life, those who have shared their time and energy with you. How you feel is surely enhanced by his empathy for you, which is exactly how those who receive your light and support will feel. They will develop a sense of gratitude for your contributions, for the small acts that often go unnoticed. As Epictetus said, there is only one way to happiness: to love. Full. What you do. An outstretched helping hand can change someone's day. Being attentive to the needs of others and offering help without expecting anything in return is an act of empathy and generosity. According to Seneca, it's not that we don't have enough time, but that we squander it on unproductive actions or thoughts. Self-care is the eighth tip. In the vast global of Stoic philosophy, we find a golden thread woven of wisdom and compassion: self-care. Imagine that you are at the threshold of your own being, where before you a path of self-discovery opens up. This path invites us to develop health, emotional balance, and inner peace. This conscious act is not selfish, as some may think, but rather is a sacred commitment to yourself. In our busy existence, we often devote our energy to others, neglecting our own needs. The teachings of the Stoics make us realize that by taking care of ourselves, we become beacons of light for others. As Marcus Aurelius said, the best revenge is to be different from the one who has committed injustice. Self-care means more than just meeting your physical needs. The body is also about nourishing your mind and soul to allow you to thrive in all your splendor. In conclusion, self-care is not a luxury. It is a necessity, a fundamental pillar upon which a fulfilling life is built. By taking care of ourselves, we radiate strength, compassion, and wisdom, positively impacting those around us. Let us remember that by caring for ourselves, we are better prepared to care for others. In the symphony of life, the harmony of self-care resonates within us, guiding our actions and nourishing our souls. Let us walk this path of self-discovery with courage and kindness, knowing that by honoring ourselves, we light the way for others. The Stoics teach us that self-care embraces the deep essence of our humanity. Here are some Stoic tips to help you foster self-love and live more full and harmonious. Remember that self-love is a process that takes practice and perseverance, and it's up to you to make it happen. As the philosophers Stoic and Pictet said, no one is the master of your happiness, so don't. Leave your joy, your peace, your life in the hands of no one, absolutely no one. We are, though all by our own destiny. Applying Stoics' tips for strengthening self-love in our daily lives may seem like a daunting task, but it's not impossible. In fact, Stoicism is a practical and adaptable philosophy based on the constant exercise of the mind and will. That's it for today's video. Give us a like and subscribe to the channel. We already have the keys that will open the doors to discover our worth and tips that will strengthen our self-esteem. Let's continue the journey of Stoics together. Remember, we are fellow travelers. Together we will learn and grow in wisdom and achieve total happiness. So,